What's up, YouTube? Welcome to the latest episode of The Layup.Line. My name is Dolos, and if you're new to the channel, like and subscribe for NBA videos like this one. Today's video is about the Indiana Pacers, who are finally in a rebuild. Sort of. Indiana has always been a franchise that's tried their hardest to compete, or at the very least be in the middle of the conference. They have consistently been able to change the structure of their roster without bottoming out in the standings. Paul George was Indy's last top 10 pick back in 2010, but as far as someone inside the top 10, you have to go all the way back to 1989 when they selected George McCloud. They have had some lottery picks sprinkled in, but most teams haven't been as competitive as the Pacers have managed to be over the last 2 decades. This season though, Indiana made a seismic roster shift, trading two-time All-Star Domantas Sabonis. GM Kevin Pritchard already openly hinted that they didn't necessarily believe in Domas as the franchise-level star player, and they've been quick to give that label to second-year guard Tyrese Haliburton, who was the main return in the Sabonis trade. It's always felt inevitable that the Pacers would end up breaking up the Sabonis and Miles Turner frontcourt, and when they shipped out Domas, they opened up the roster for some very interesting retooling around Haliburton, and ideally a top 5 pick in this year's draft, but I think that they have the infrastructure and assets to be competitive in the East as soon as next season. The Pacers can open up some cap space to use in trades. They have value contracts or role players that could be moved depending on their draft selection. Guys like Miles Turner, Malcolm Brogdon, TJ Warren, Buddy Hield, or TJ McConnell could be moved for assets or other veterans, or Indy can bring them back to contribute towards next season's playoff push. Whoever the Pacers select in the upcoming draft will factor in as a big piece of this puzzle, but all eyes are on Tyrese Haliburton for now. Chris Duarte, Isaiah Jackson, Goga Batadze, and Jalen Smith complete the rest of this quote-unquote young core. This under-the-radar team is especially under the radar considering the team record coming out of the All-Star break, but that's why I'm highlighting the glimpses that we have seen of what projects to be a very good offense. So if you haven't been paying attention to the Tyrese Haliburton Pacers, here are a few things you may have been missing out on. Actually, before I get to the headliner, I want to take some time to discuss Chris Duarte. He's the Pacers rookie and the recent 13th overall pick. Chris has been one of many really solid rookies to come out of this draft class. He averages 14 points as a starter on solid efficiency, and because he was a recent lottery pick, the team gets more years of control over his contract, and I think that makes him a lock to stay on the team as a wing next to Tyrese, making some of these vets like Brogdon and or Buddy Hield more expendable in trade talks if Indiana wants to fortify the wings in frontcourt. Duarte is an older rookie, but what he's shown early makes me think he factors at least into the short-term future, so it's worth taking a look at him in this video as well. Duarte was billed as a 3-and-D player coming out of college, and he's done a fine job living up to that. He's a capable 3-point shooter, hitting a good percentage on solid volume. He's got the skill to put the ball on the deck and attack a closeout, and as the 2 guard, he seamlessly fits in almost any backcourt. What I like about this fit is that neither guy is a supreme isolation scorer, so it forces the team offense to be more team focused. They need to set screens and make the extra pass because that's how they're going to help each other attacking the rim. It's also important defensively that they jump passing lanes for transition opportunities to increase the team's pace. What Duarte lacks in the pick and roll as a creator, Haliburton can make up for. One of my favorite things about this pairing is that they generate turnovers and they really get the offense going. Buddy Hield, who they could look at keeping, has been a great piece of their offensive attack in transition. We have seen and will see more 3-guard lineups at least through the rest of this season, with Tyrese, Brogdon, Hield, and Duarte all on the roster. It just feels like there's a logjam at that position that they need to open up. I went looking into the lineup data to see which pairings worked best for Indy, and it's Haliburton and Duarte by a mile. Super small sample, so not worth overreacting, but with only Haliburton and Duarte in the backcourt, The Pacers are a plus 51.2. Since Indy plays so many 3-guard lineups, we've only seen 28 possessions with just Duarte and Haliburton, but I think we've seen enough to know that the two of them with some spacers and cutters have flashed elite offensive production. Indiana is getting a lot of juice out of Tyrese in transition. It wasn't Sabonis' style to push as often and as hard as the Pacers now do with Haliburton's transition frequency is only slightly higher than his 51 games with Sacramento this season, but he's managed to be more effective and efficient on these scoring chances. He is comfortably taking it all the way to the rim when the Pacers have a numbers advantage on the fast break, and the pull-up jumpers are hitting when he decides to pull back out if the defense is recovered too quickly to the rim. I think this should be part of the philosophy when building this team going forward. Make this as much of a fast break team as you can. For one reason, isolation scoring is still an area of growth for Haliburton. As the new franchise player, the Pacers are simply giving the ball to Haliburton and asking him to score more often. His isolation frequency has jumped from around 8% to around 21% since the trade, and there have been diminishing returns on these possessions for the Pacers. The NBA is filled with some otherworldly athletes, so by comparison at times, Haliburton looks like an average to below average athlete for his position. He's not getting blow-bys off the dribble as easily as some other guards, making the front court that Indiana plays extremely important. We have not gotten to see Miles Turner on the court with Tyrese yet, but the pick and pop game is easy to envision there. Jalen Smith has been playing that role and looked like a legit stretch 5, which allows for some fascinating possible double big lineups in the future. Pairing Tyrese with a role threat like Isaiah Jackson is also pretty important. I really enjoy a Haliburton two-man game with just about anybody because he can make any pass that you could ask for from the position. He's got the bounce passes and dump offs to the roll man, he can give you skip passes to the corner shooters, and the way he freezes defenders as they try and figure out if he's throwing the lob or a floater has been a big part of his game since his rookie year. It's unclear to me if the Pacers have their front court of the future yet, but I think acquiring Tyrese has made it clear that high screen and roll should be a foundation piece of the offense. When I watch the Pacers through the rest of this season, I'm going to be laser focused on Haliburton and what areas he is really doing well in, because I think that will give us the most insight into how the team should or could be forming around Tyrese in the future. That's all I have for you in this one. I appreciate it if you made it to the end of the video. Maybe also hit the subscribe button for more videos like this one, and like and comment because those things help me get this video shared to other NBA fans. Thank you again for watching and enjoy the rest of your day.